Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the HOU Bullcast. This show is presented as well by the JDW Sports Network talk show host, and we thank JDW. I thank him every day as much as I can for helping me with this channel. But overall, we're back. We're live. I hope people come in. I hope people share. I hope they like it. Comment in the live chat because we're going to talk back to y'all if you're here. But y'all know me, Aaron. I'm the host of the HOU Bullcast. I'm the Texan fan. That's my boy DJ. He's the Colts fan. Right, and we're gonna get into it. DJ, how you been doing, man? We haven't done the Just Arrival in a minute together, but we're back and
Yeah.
it's gonna continue every week.
Uh, yeah, I mean, shoot, we're back, we're here, we're alive, and thank gosh I'm alive because after that game, I don't know, Aaron, just a lot was happening, man. I was all over the place being like, there was a flag there. Why was that a flag? The refs,
Yeah,
I mean, honest, the refs, they were saying they screwed the Colts. They screwed both sides. I think they made the game worse.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that they should have had if it was a totally different ref crew, I think this game would
Mhm.
have been a lot better than it was. And I truly
Yeah.
think this game should have gone to OT. It was such a competitive game. I mean, when you look at it
Mhm.
across the board, this is a game where both sides of the ball, right? You were questioning what offense was going to be able to move the ball, what offense was going to be able to get the first downs needed. And I mean, it's just simple as this. I think the Texans offense just made a couple more hero plays than the Colts did today. And I think the Colts did hero plays as well in that game. You had the
Mhm.
Josh Downs, that crazy catch. I mean, I want
Yeah,
to get a
yeah.
reaction, Aaron. What were some of your reactions of like the crazy catches that were happening, not just on the Colts offensive side of the ball, but also the Texans side of the ball as well with CJ?
Honestly, coming from the outside point of view for the Colts, the thing that scared me was, of course, Jonathan Taylor. And there were times in the first quarter where they just weren't using him in the first quarter. And I was like, oh, that's surprising that they're not using Jonathan when they know Dan Jones is coming in with his fibula. And, they showed his 3D cast and all that on him. So I'm all thinking, let's bunch up ready for Jonathan Taylor. But they didn't utilize him at all the first quarter, but they started being like, okay, let's start using him. And it started working. But in the first quarter, what surprised me is that y'all punted 3 times in the first quarter. So I'm all like, okay, kind of surprising that like there wasn't more of after the first punt. Let's adjust to what we got to do to keep getting first downs. But your offense moved on from the first quarter, heading into the second quarter, then the second half, and that's when things started being utilized more with Jonathan Taylor. Honestly he had kind of like a quiet but great game. So at the same time, stat wise, like you heard his name here and there, but then the here and there's he still made big plays. Uh, the name you didn't hear was Michael Pittman. That's because Stingley was on him, and they just didn't even target them at all until the final play of the game. Uh, but Josh Downs, he had a good game. Alec Pierce, who I've said in my post game, Alec Pierce always has a great game against us. I don't know what it is about Alec Pierce, but he gets his yardage. I'm like,
Man, yeah.
why is he coming from being a like back in the depth chart receiver to it's always like the number one receiver against us.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But
I mean, Pierce, he's just so
yeah,
good, man. I mean, he's the deep threat for the Colts. I mean, I mean, people have considered him, even a wide receiver one. I would
mhm,
technically consider him, obviously, the wide receiver one as well. I mean, he's been so dominant. And I mean, you looked at him against Houston, man. I mean, it didn't matter who you had on him, right? He was gonna go get that ball,
yeah,
So
yeah,
I feel like the Houston Texans, though, credit to them, man. Their defense, I
mhm,
mean, there's a reason why they're number one in the league. You could see it already. They were able to slow down the Colts when they had to.
mhm,
And, the Colts as well, I feel like they kind of missed opportunities to kind of
yeah,
get more points on the board. I don't know, just something with Shane Steichen. I feel like in the late game, especially in these tougher games, I feel like it's going to be interesting to see if he can be trusted in these late game
mhm,
management because again, you saw it against Denver. The way he
mhm,
managed the late game there just wasn't something you wanted to see. It was just like settling for that 60 plus yard field goal, and then over here, just late game management here was okay, but of course, just not taking the points when you needed to, not taking the field goal, right? In these close defensive
yeah,
games, you want to be able to take the points. And I think going for fourth downs all the time, it's something that I don't think the coach should try to do a lot, just because,
yeah.
especially against these good teams. But yeah, I mean, it was a great game overall. I think, I want to get more on your side. What did you kind of think of your team? The offense. What did you think about the
Mhm.
Texans winning in this close game in Lucas Oil?
Honestly, when we get to the defensive side, defense they held it down. It was just Of course, and I'll get into it. The only reason the defense let up points is because the offense decided, let's sputter, even though the defense is stopping them. Let's sputter, let's shoot ourselves in the foot and give them the ball back. Like the CJ interception after y'all fumbled it, 4th and 1. CJ decides, let me airball this, airball it over.
Yeah,
I believe it was Higgins, and got intercepted by Bynum. I don't know what it is. Like I like Bynum, and then he's the one that intercepts us. Uh,
yeah.
but overall, the offensive side of the ball, like I said, defense, they did their job. The one player I wish that did better was Kalen Bullock. He's the one that got the flag on that pass interference, even though the ball was overthrown. Uh, but Kalen Bullock was getting picked on by Alec Pierce, and Kalen Bullock just had a great game against the Buffalo Bills with 2 picks, 1 forced fumble. So with him talking, it's kind of like, oh, of course you're gonna have a bad game because you were talking too much mess. Uh, but when we get into the offense, I knew CJ was going to look rusty. He did in the first half, and then he started getting into it because he started being comfortable. Our offensive line has looked way better. The only reason, y'all had 2 sacks was because CJ ran into one, and the other one, Ed Ingram just got beat badly, but he recovered that with I don't know if you got to see. There's a one block where he got on your linebacker and he literally pushed him off his feet, and I was like, okay, Ed Ingram got revenge. But
Yeah.
the offense line, I'm proud of them how they've done. I hope they show that tomorrow, and we'll get into that. But the offense line, they've been doing way better. The run game, I wish would do better, but Woody Marks is a dog. Even though he was playing hurt against Colts, like he was limping on and off the field, still running. Uh, and the offense, they were playing good. They were driving. It was just the executions. Like I know you're mad about your 4th and 1 with the fumble by Tyler Warren. Look at us. We're 3rd and 1 doing a tush push. It doesn't work out. Then 4th and 1 we're doing a tush push against again the same play over. And we're just like, why y'all doing the same exact play over and over when you have Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, hell even CJ do something special that can get you 1 yard. So we were pissed off about the offense on that. We know we could have put
Mhm.
more points on the board. Honestly, I feel like that would have ended the game sooner because we would have been up by double digits or like 2 scores, but the offense kept just shooting themselves in the foot, especially on your side of the field, like the 4th and 1. Uh, but situational wise, what I was going to get into with you is, honestly, this game could have gone into overtime. It should have honestly, but it was all in the first quarter. No, in the first half due to the extra point missed by Michael Badgley. And the thing I want to ask you is, with them cutting him, was he doing that bad this season, or was it like, oh, they were just mad because of how this outcome of the game was? Like, it surprised me that they cut him.
Yeah, and I mean, Michael Badgley, he missed extra point before that. I mean, in the Chiefs
Yeah.
game, I believe he also
Mm.
missed an extra point, and
Oh, okay.
he's missed important kicks, and I think it was about time that the Colts just, got rid of him because he was missing the necessary points, right? That one
Yeah.
point made a difference in this game.
Yeah.
People
It
want
did.
to, admit not know it did make a difference in this football game. This football game could have gone to overtime, right? Could have been
Yeah.
20 to
Yeah.
20 because we were in field goal range in that last drive.
Yeah.
When you guys
Yeah.
didn't get the 4th and 1, I was like, oh shoot, like we can get a field goal here to tie it. Oh,
Mm.
but then a kicker missed extra point. Oh wait, what happened? You know what I mean? So like
Yeah. So you need a
bad
touchdown.
things happen and we need a touchdown, right? So
Yeah.
if the Colts were gonna tie it 20 to 20, who knows what happens, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, who knows what happens from there? We don't know. Anything could have happened from there, but all I know is that the Colts Texans, right? Like always, it is always
Hmm.
a banger matchup. I mean, anytime
Yeah.
these two
Yeah.
teams face off against each other, you want to get your popcorn ready because I mean, just it's a really great match to watch. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
intense. You can feel the intensity between the players. Like both of them are
Mm.
really like trying, and you could feel it. And I mean, that's gonna lead more on to like this upcoming game for the Colts, man. It's gonna be really
Yeah.
important that Colts gonna go down to Jacksonville and visit the Jaguars for the division. And I want to get some of your thoughts, Aaron. What are some of your thoughts of that game this weekend heading into Jacksonville? It's going to be raining too. It's going to be like
Yeah.
80,
Yeah.
90% chance of rain.
I,
But
I
what
was.
are some of your thoughts, Aaron, on that game?
I was just honestly about to say that too about the thunderstorms because I checked on the weather for both of our games. It's gonna
Yeah.
be 28 degrees bugging that. Uh,
Oh, wow.
with the Colts in Jacksonville,
Mhm.
I honestly hate that Jacksonville's in first right now. I hate it. I hate seeing that they think they're special just because they've got an easy schedule. So they think, oh, we're in first. We earned this. Y'all didn't earn it. The only decent team
Nah.
y'all beat. The only decent team y'all beat was Kansas City. That's the only win I'll give y'all. But other than that, y'all got the Titans, Jets, and all that coming up, and it's just like,
Yeah,
yeah, and like that's why I hope y'all sweep them, and it comes down to us because say y'all win tomorrow, I believe we will take over in the hunt, not in the hunt in the wild card spot over them because of point differential, strength of schedule, I believe. Uh, but that's if we win to tomorrow. Um, but when it comes to Jacksonville versus, when it comes to Colts and Jacksonville, we've played Jacksonville 2 times already. Their offense is inconsistent. I mean, Trevor Lawrence isn't it, like their defense isn't that great. So that's why I'm like, I believe y'all
yeah,
like to me. I believe y'all will win because I don't see them stopping John Taylor. It will probably be due to the weather. The weather will probably if they don't delay it. If the game keeps going on, it can be a reason for say missed extra field goal, extra points, or field goals in general, or just thrown balls, but or even like fumbles, held on the ball. But when it comes to Jacksonville, like I said, their offense is inconsistent. Like they barely beat the Arizona Cardinals. Like that's why Jacksonville's that team where it's like you don't know who they are. You feel like once they get
yeah,
if they are in the
yeah,
playoffs,
exactly.
they're gonna immediately lose to a good team because they don't deserve to be in that spot. The only reason that we're still kind of behind is because we have tougher schedules. So we had tougher schedules. Like there was a record that showed that Texans have only played 3 teams that were under 500 this year. Everybody was over 500, so we've been playing tough teams. Uh, but when it comes to Colts too, I believe your offense will. I know they're hungry for a win after 2 straight losses to Kansas City, to Texans. So I know they're hungry, especially against Jacksonville. I know you'll have a tough time in Jacksonville sometimes, uh, but I'm not gonna lie. Depending on like health, is Sauce Gardner playing tomorrow or is he out?
Nah, he's out.
Oh goddamn. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I felt so bad when I saw that last week because I was like, I wanted to see that matchup so bad, Nico and Sauce. Uh,
Yeah,
but overall though, I think Lou Anarumo will still have his cards set because I just don't see the execution. I don't see the coordination of their offense doing a whole lot. But it's a division game. It's gonna be a
mhm,
tight game no matter what. But overall, like, what is your thoughts on what y'all can improve? Because us from playing Jacksonville twice, what I can say is their defense will give up stuff. They will because you saw that. What is it? 29 point comeback whenever Davis Mills. That was against their defense. Their so-called good
yeah,
defense led up a
yeah,
29-point comeback. Uh, but y'all have a good defensive scheme. Y'all do. There were
mhm,
some flaws against the Texans. I thought y'all would have blitzed more against CJ. I thought so, but y'all didn't blitz a whole lot that I thought y'all would have. But I think against Trevor
mhm.
Lawrence, y'all should blitz more, especially missing key people in the secondary. But overall, what's your thoughts like based on like their inconsistent offense and just the how can I say like the comeback for y'all because y'all need this win. We're coming back against a team that thinks they're good.
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars, this is a team that, it's not going to be an easy game because, it's
Yeah, no.
Jacksonville, but I believe it also, like you were saying, it's going to be raining, it's going to be a lot of thunderstorms. Of course, if they let the game play out, they're going to play. But when you look at it, I mean, the Colts don't have DeForest Buckner back, and I think that's a huge reason why the
Yeah,
Texans, Woody Marks, was able to run at all, right? I
yeah.
think if DeForest Buckner, he makes a huge difference. And I mean, in Seattle, good thing he's hopeful to come back in the Seattle game. I
Mm,
think we're gonna really need him in the Seattle
yeah,
game, just because Seattle, it's a totally different story. But
yeah.
Jacksonville, Jalen Carlies, our linebacker, the second-year linebacker, is going to come back out of IR. He's going to
Mm,
play for the first time in 2025. So that is huge. He's a really great coverage. He's like a ball hawk linebacker. He's a good coverage linebacker over the middle. And as you saw in that game versus Houston, Dalton Schultz, he was open a lot of the time in that
yeah,
middle. You know what I'm talking about, right? He was open a lot in the middle of the field just for no reason. Just why
yeah,
is Schultz
yeah.
just standing by himself? You know what I mean? So I think that this definitely adding Jalen Carlies, someone in the middle that could be able to cover really well, that can
Mhm,
help with Lou Anarumo's scheme. I think that's just going to help out in the middle of the field, and then also stopping the run as well. We got to
mhm.
force Trevor Lawrence into those uncomfortable situations. I mean, that's how you get him to. That's how you get those turnovers. That's how you
Yeah,
get those interceptions. That's how you get the forced fumbles. Right? You want to get pressure on him. Obviously, that offensive line is hurt. right? You don't have
Yeah.
Cam Little. That left tackle is out. So, our edges, Ladu, right?
Yeah.
Ladu, or Samson Ebukam, some of our defensive ends are going to have to step up in this football game, or Quiddy Pay, right? Just
Mhm.
have to take off that left tackle, especially because he's really good, and he's not going to be there. Trevor Lawrence's blind spot is going to be very easy to exploit in that
Yeah.
case. And the game's going to be raining. So, like you were saying, Aaron, I think that Jonathan Taylor should have a solid game. I mean, again, I think this should be a game where the Colts have a bounce back offensively,
Yeah.
just because I feel like they've been facing such intense defenses these past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Kansas City Chiefs in Spagnolo, right? A
Yeah.
mastermind in
Yeah.
defense. You get D'Amico Ryans the next week, a really good. I mean, honest, he's not even blitzing. I mean, he's just rushing forward, Aaron. He's a
Yeah.
madman,
Yeah.
right? Like, he's just
Yeah.
running basic Tampa 2, and it's just working. Like, what is
Yeah.
going on, man? Yeah, but D'Amico, man, he's in, like, his own world, running the best defense in the league, right? Now you're going against a defense that is kind of like middle of the pack, right? Like you were saying, they're exposable. They're not an amazing
Mhm.
defense. They're hurt as well. Arik Armstead was questionable. You had as well Andrew Wingard, their free safety, is going to be out in this football game, and some of their key players, are dealing with injuries as well. So
Mhm.
I feel like honestly, the Colts should take advantage, right? The Jaguars aren't fully healthy going into this game.
Yeah.
They kind of have some players that are banged up that might play, right? So we're
Mhm.
gonna see what the Jaguars do. But overall, Aaron, I think I got the Colts. I know I got the Colts winning this football game, and I'm gonna have
Yeah.
them winning 24-16.
Okay. Yeah, and the thing I was gonna say about our defense too is I'm like anybody can see this from any NFL team. Trevor Lawrence is a dumbass. If you put pressure, in every game, I believe it's consistent with an interception because he decides if there's pressure, let me just throw it. Somebody's going to catch it, and that's the defense. So I feel if say because like I say I like Bynum with his celebrations. So if say Bynum or anybody on secondary is there, and you see the pressure's getting on Lawrence, watch his eyes. He's going to throw that ball anywhere desperately he thinks his receiver's at. So like I say, put enough pressure on him. I know the weather's going to put an impact on them as well, even though they're at home. But the weather's still going to put an impact on them. So the quarterbacks are still going to be trying to adjust to the weather. So I know Trevor Lawrence will be desperate at sometimes, and y'all will have to execute on that because, like I said, I believe that Lou Anarumo should blitz him way more than he didn't do last week against us when we're still testing out our offensive line. This is our same offensive line for 2 weeks, and we're finally like, okay, we like it. So that's why we kind of feared with the Colts. We're like, how much are they gonna blitz us? But they didn't blitz too much as we thought. But so our offensive line still executed with giving CJ enough times. But with the Colts side of the defense, yeah, it's executing with blitzing and running the right scheme whenever you're ready in zone coverage, man coverage, whatever Lou Anarumo's got you in. But like I said, it's all based on stopping their offense because yeah, like the thing I hate about the Jags is they were talking mad crap after beating the Titans. After beating the
Yeah,
Titans, that's why I'm like, who do y'all think y'all are? Just because y'all moved into first, like y'all haven't played the
man.
Colts yet.
Yeah,
So
I swear.
like y'all haven't played the Colts yet. So get ready for that. Y'all can be happy with first place maybe for this 1 week, and then we take over. Like both of these other teams in your division take over because let's say y'all mess up and get upset by not even upset, just beat by the Colts or upset by the Jets because the Jets. I mean, damn, they might just upset the Jags because they upset the Falcons last week. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, overall, I got the Colts winning. I called a 4 point game last week. I said 24-20. It turned out 20-16. I called it a 4 point game. So I'm not gonna lie, dude. I can see our offense really coming back. I'm gonna say,
Okay.
damn, I'm gonna say 27-17. I'm gonna say 27-17. I
Okay.
still
10
feel it'll be
points.
a
I
close
went
game.
8. You went 10. So you're going two possessions.
Yeah, no, I just feel
Yeah.
it'd be that kind of game where
Yeah.
like say at the end of the game Trevor Lawrence turns it over. Y'all kind of drive a little, kick a field goal. It turns 27. They're just kind of like, well, there's not even that much time left. Let's try to do something. But yeah, no, I got the Colts winning. But moving on from your game because we both have yeah you winning. Y'all be what we say. You're both 7-5. So that's the crazy thing about
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's gonna be that kind of game for y'all. But us as well. We're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. They are 6-6.
Yup.
We're 7-5. We can improve to 8-5. And the most important thing about this game, if we win, is we can eliminate the Chiefs from playoff contention, and that is what will make my
Wow, man.
that is what will make my
That
to know that we can finally eliminate the Chiefs from playoff contention after all these years of their
yeah.
dynasty. Uh, but it all comes down to CJ versus Spagnola in that defense. It comes down to Miko and the coaching because we were pretty pissed off about the coaching last week because I'm sure you saw it when we got the
Yeah.
ball before halftime. There was 2 minutes left and we didn't do crap with it. I was like, well,
Yeah, that oh, damn.
we were across the 50 and they didn't know what they were doing. They wasted their timeout with 2 seconds left. Kaimi's longest field goal is a 61. It would have been a 64, and they just decided, nah, let's Hail Mary it. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
blame that on Kaylee. I'm going to blame it on D'Amico because that was all on clock management, as well as CJ. I'm not going to lie, it's clock management. Uh, I'm glad that CJ got the rust off because he looked better in that second half of the game. But when it comes to Kansas City, we cannot do what we did against the Colts, which is not executing, not scoring when we should have, like that 4th and 1, the whole turnover on down against us. And like, yeah, Lou Anarumo, good defense coordinator. Spagnola, a smart defensive coordinator right there. They may have pieces that aren't there defensively, but they still know how to run their defense. But when it comes to, because I'm gonna do the Texans offense versus their defense first, but how do you feel about their defense versus this offense? Like when it comes to the down to it.
I really feel like I think the Texans could try to get an edge on Patrick Mahomes. I mean, the key to beating
Hmm.
Patrick Mahomes, you got to have a QB spy on him. The Colts, when they were facing him and they were at like fully healthy, right, with Sauce Gardner, right, having their guys, they were running a lot of man coverage and just honestly having a QB spy on him. That was like most of the game, right, for the first 3 quarters. Like the Colts running man, running
Yeah.
just like the QB spy. And the Texans, I would argue, I mean, definitely they have a better pass rush, way better pass rush than the Colts have. And I think that the
Mm.
Patrick Mahomes could potentially struggle a lot versus this Houston Texans pass rush. You saw Daniel Jones. I don't even know how Daniel Jones only took like 1 sack versus you
Yeah.
guys. Like
Yeah.
that was crazy to me. But Daniel
Yeah.
Jones, hey, I'm gonna admit, he is like, I don't even know, man. Like Daniel
To
Jones,
me, he's
Indiana
still balling his
Jones,
ass off.
yeah, exactly. He was balling out there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he would throw it and he would get hit as he threw it. I don't even know how he was able to
Yeah.
get the ball out. But Patrick Mahomes is gonna be running a lot. But I think what
Mm.
D'Amico Ryan's gonna want to do is just kind of contain him, right? He's gonna want to contain him, get a QB spy on him, make sure that there's always someone looking at Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes he just likes to run now. It feels like
Yeah.
he's not even trying to pass it. Like he kind of gets through 1 or 2 reads quick and then he'll just
Yeah.
want to run right away. So again, you guys are going to want to take away his rushing ability, and I think you guys will be just fine on the defensive side. I'm more
Mm.
worried, kind of like you said, against Spags. I think CJ Stroud against Spags historically has not gone really well.
Yeah.
And especially that offensive line, I don't know how they're going to fare up. That Chiefs defense is tough, man. They are a
Mm.
really great unit. And we're going to see, though. We're going to see how it all fares out, but I think the Texans could win. It's going to be a really close game here. I'm going to have
Yeah.
it being like really tight. I think the Texans are going to win 19-17.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. No. And other thing I was gonna get into with our defense versus the Chiefs' offense is because you can sort of put the similarities between Patrick and Josh Allen with the whole scrambling, with the whole making the right pass at times, but what we did to Josh Allen was he got too desperate with running around. So I feel that's what we can do to Patrick is make him take bad sacks because they start running around. But our defense line
Yeah.
just doesn't give up. Like there was a play against the Bills where Will Anderson got pushed down. He's on the ground and he gets back up and gets to Josh Allen for like an 8-yard loss, I believe. Uh, but one key outcome right now with this Texas Chiefs game is, unfortunately, we are missing our standout defensive tackle, Tim Settle. He had a good year, but he's having foot surgery, so he's out for the year. Kamari, he is questionable. Our great cornerback, he's questionable due to his
Mm.
foot. So it's kind of crazy that two key defense players are one's out and the other's questionable because of their foots. But they said Kamari's questionable, but he should play. But we'll see on limited amount of time. But the thing we're going to turn our heads around is we talked about this defensive line. The Chiefs are missing 3 offensive linemen. They're missing tackle Josh Simmons, guard Trey Smith, and their other tackle Jawan Taylor. So they're missing 3 good. Pro Bowl offensive linemen who, now that they're gone, with their backups, they got to get ready for Will Anderson on one end because that's where the tackles were, are where Will Anderson is, where Daniil Hunter is, and honestly, where Danico Autry will be in the defense tackle for against the guard. Say Sheldon Rankins, Tommy. Oh, I can't even say his last name a lot of times. Togalai. He's been a standout though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that defense line against an offensive line that is missing three Pro Bowl guard offensive lineman from a guard to two tackles, Patrick might be in hell. He's going to have to be in shotgun, get rid of the ball a majority of times because I know if they're under center, they're going to have to get ready for that that straight get your ass ready. Because what I loved that we did last week against Colts, and I'm sure you saw it, is we didn't have Will Anderson at the edge. We had Will Anderson running at the center. He bull rushed the center, and that's what I want to see against this game. Move the rotation around, have their offensive line not know what's going on because these are three backups who haven't started. I'm pretty sure haven't started all season, so they're kind of trying to get accustomed to what
Yeah.
communication is going to be, what they're going to do to prevent Daniil, Will, and the rest of the gang from blitzing, from Jalen Petrie running up the safety blitz. Kamari, if he because Kamari did a corner blitz last week that was executed beautifully for an incompletion. So yeah, overall, it's just getting to Patrick from their offensive line beat up, and making sure that Rashee Rice doesn't go off, Xavier Worthy doesn't go off. But Stingley, he held on to Pittman great last week, so keep Stingley on Rashee Rice, the number one receiver. Kelsey, no matter how old he is, he kills us. So stop Kelsey. We kept Tyler Warren
Yeah.
quiet. He had one touchdown, but he was quiet majority of the time. So keep Kelsey quiet. Whether it's Aziz Al-Shaair on him, Jalen Petrie on him, just keep him quiet because for some reason he always has a good game against us. But when it comes to the outcome, I believe we will win. It's still gonna be a close game, tight game, low scoring game. I'm not gonna lie. I'll give it. Man, we're great now. We're keeping teams under 20 points, so that's what I love to see. I'm gonna give it. Oh shit! I'm gonna say, damn, dude. I don't know. I'll say 13-19. 13-19. I feel it'll be a one score game to where it'll get down to the fourth quarter, to where a touchdown is needed. Either we're gonna stop them or we're gonna, have the ball kill the clock and just score whenever we need to score to win the game.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this is going to be a close game, probably more defensive. I
Yeah.
think CJ will make you kind of like the Colts game. I think he's just going to make at least a few hero plays on third downs. That's
Hmm.
what he did against the Colts. He did a good amount of third down hero plays where I was shocked. I mean, I was like, damn, is CJ back? Like, I
Mhm.
mean, this guy was like
Yeah.
hitting the most sidearm thing I've ever seen, and I'm just like, okay. Why against
Yeah.
us? You know what I mean? Like that's what also pissed me off. Like why? Why are you doing this against us? And the whole year you have not shown up like this, and now you're
Yeah.
showing up on third
That's the
downs
only game
looking
we were hoping at
hero.
too.
It's always in Lucas Oil, man. I'm telling you, he just finds a way to show up in Lucas Oil every time. But yeah, the Texans Colts, a really great matchup the first time. Now we're gonna face off two different, I would say, two important games, right? I mean, you guys are facing the
Yeah.
Chiefs, possibly could eliminate them. Colts are fighting for the division with Jacksonville Jaguars in the rain.
Hmm.
So we're gonna see who wins that. But any last thoughts here, Aaron, as we start to exit out here?
Nah, not really much anymore. It's just to me, I just don't like. I know I'm not supposed to like any of our divisional teams, but there's always that one team you don't like. I just don't like the Jags. So I'm like, a part of me,
Yeah,
a part of me as a critical fan would be like, okay, I want Jags to win so that we can take over because we beat the Colts. We'll take over in the wild card spot. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't want to see them Jaguars win. I don't want to see them fans acting
yeah,
like they won something because even if they win the division, I just don't see them getting far in the playoffs. But yeah, no, that's all I got for me is just I know these both of our games are going to be both games where we're just going to be like face first in the TV, nervous as hell once that fourth quarter clock ends at 0.
yeah, exactly. I mean, we're all excited for it. It's gonna be really exciting, man, to just head into these games and then Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, The Colts should get it done. I have a good feeling about this one. I think the
Yeah.
curse is going to end. As you know, the Colts have not won there since 2014. But kind of an interesting stat, though, that
Mm.
I was kind of looking at, which is third down conversions. I mean, the offense of the Jacksonville Jaguars is bottom 10 in converting third downs,
That's
which is good because the Colts defense doesn't do too well against like good third down offenses. But I think the Colts defense could take advantage of that, considering that the Jaguars just don't do great on third downs. Try to
yeah.
get them off the field. Try to make sure that your offense is back on the field, running the football. But we're gonna go ahead and see what happens
Mm.
tomorrow. But that was it with the Just Arrival podcast. Hopefully, y'all had a fun time watching this. Unfortunately, I was not here for the preview, or else me and Aaron could have been arguing the preview of the Colts Texans. But y'all will see that for Week 18 if we're not benching any starters. Hopefully by then. But
Yeah.
I will see y'all later. Aaron will also see y'all later. But peace, you guys. Have a good Saturday. Have a good week.